Hey folks, so testing a small live stream today. Hey folks, so testing a small live stream today. Right, sorry about that. We get rid of the echo. As always, remember if you're trading on the stock market, no matter what instruments you're trading, there's a great risk. You could lose your money, and you should do your research and consult with a professional licensed financial advisor before making any investment decisions. What we do here is for educational and entertainment purposes. We share our experience trading with a small 2K account so that you guys can see what it's like and take the good, review the bad. Uh, that way, you'd be advised on the pitfalls of both losing and the upside when winning money. So, today, we're going to talk about the stock market for the week of September the 29th to October 3rd. And there are some breaking news. FINRA, the organization that oversees the PDT rule of 25,000 minimum for day traders, has approved the change. And it looks like they're going to reduce that down to $2,000. We'll have to wait and see. Uh, FINRA has put this now on the hands of the SEC for approval, who also regulates the stock market. Um, I don't see the SEC turning this down. This administration sees a lot of advantage, and they use the stock market as sort of an economic barometer. And setting that rule from 25,000 down to 2,000 would certainly allow more investors and more retail consumers to day trade and increasing the volume, which would be good for the stock market. So that's a good thing. We'll have to wait and see when that happens. For today, though, we need to be able to take a look at what's going to happen in the coming week. And obviously, it's Sunday night, so we have no reference as to what stocks are moving up other than Fridays. And we had one big move on Friday, JFB. But typically over the weekend, we shouldn't trust continuation stocks from Friday. So tomorrow will be a wait and see day. We want to look for um, stocks that are moving up and that have news that fit our criteria for uh, trading. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys is patterns. And these patterns seem to occur on a weekly basis. So we started about 5 or 6 weeks ago, if you remember, we had penny stocks moving very quickly. And we had a couple of them who did very well. I traded some myself. Then we had a different pattern of other stocks between $2 moving up, and we had a couple of them go all the way to 20, and I think one went to 30. And that was a separate pattern. Then last week, what we saw was a lot of timidness on the part of traders in taking trades, and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday were actually a little bit lower in volume. And what we saw was a different pattern. We saw these stocks, sort of like AQMS, who started to go up. They could not hold a certain level. We couldn't expect them to go parabolic and go higher than probably $7, and they would fall back. And so I wanted to share this as a pattern. I did not trade this on Friday, but I did see this happening quite often. And so here's the base on Friday, 564, even down below 552. It starts to move up. You got two nice green candles. This one opens nice and high at $7, and then it just completely sells off all the way down to close at 650. And this one, very nice. So if you had gotten in here at 615, and at the top where this opened, you'll almost get $1. But then you get this nice sell-off and then a red candle. It reclaims more than half of the prior red bar, okay? And then it starts to move up. And if typical day trader, you're going to get in right in here at 675, and that goes up to 760, almost another $1 before it falls back down. So we're seeing this pattern, and buyers or folks who are shorting, bears, we need to, as bulls, we're buying to the upside all the time. We need to trade like they do. So if the bears are buying here, we need to wait for them to get the low, and then we buy, and we obviously win if the stock moves up. Again, we wait for them to sell off, we buy, and make money. Now, eventually, it's not sustainable for a large percentage move from here all the way to $8. So from 5.11 all the way to $11, and that's what happened here. The other thing is, if you see 3 green bars, this is what I'm going to go on. 3 bars is likely the limit, because then it's going to turn around and shoot down. We see 1, 2, 3, 4 here before it shoots down. 1, 2, and it shoots down. And forgetting this part where it was the first part of the move, and as it begins to consolidate here, there are even opportunities here. This is at 670. It falls all the way to 609, and then up to 649. So there's 40 cents right there. 40 cents is a nice amount. From here, 622 to 668. It's another 46 cents. The other thing that happens is in this pattern in these stocks, it has the first move, it collapses down, and then it consolidates up and down, but with good moves. 20 to 40 cents is a good move into the next hour. So here's the open market, 9:28 into 10 o'clock, which is the European close. So there's a little bit of movement here, which leads me to believe that perhaps the Europeans, the London people, folks trading in the London exchange, wanted to move up a little higher. And then, of course, into the power hour, typically after 11, folks trying to get some money. And this one went a little early. Usually you'd go into 12, but this one went early before it falls down. And you see again, 1 bar, 2, 3, and then fall. 1, 2, 3, falls. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, and it starts down. Even between here, there's room between 663 and 733. That's 40. That's 70 cents. Here's 656 to 735. So there's money to be made, but what's going to happen is we're going to need to time these moves and correctly. Obviously, there's no follow up on this stock. It sold off. It remained high here, but we don't know what's going to happen. So one of the things that we have to do is chart our channels, correct? So let's say we were right here. That's our channel. Oops. That's our channel, and our channel is going to be there for a while until the stock recovers. So we let the stock move. We look for the upside. We take what we can, and there were many upsides here. There's one, there's two, there's three. So another small one right here. 5, 6, and of course the biggest move 7. So, and in between from selling off at 720 to about 9:30 before it starts picking up, it's a 2-hour window. Now, in some of these, you're going to have like 5-minute windows. In others, you're going to have 15-minute windows. So it's important to look at those patterns and see if it continues this week. Now, this week might be totally different. What I think will happen. So we're going to look at the SPY because it's the, at least for me, it's the barometer that I use to gauge what the market is doing. And it has been moving, excuse me. Technical difficulties when you're live, right? It has been moving up straight, and we've got a channel here, and it has kept to that channel. And one of the things I like is the yellow and the blue line. The yellow is the 9, and the blue is the 21. And the fact that they've stayed together, that they haven't separated. If we see these with great separation, I would then be cautious that it may fall back. Now, last week, I was thinking that this was going to go like this, but it's not. I think that the news about the increase in GDP on Friday is going to take us in a different route. I think investors and traders alike are tired of seeing ups and downs and a lot of questions. And I think that between now and April, traders want a bullish market and they want to see it go up. They want to see the SPY hit 700. And so I think that starting Monday, what we're going to see is an increase in volume, and there might be a small pullback, but I think we see things going up to the upside. And possibly in October hitting 671, if not sooner, for the SPY. We'll have to wait and see. It's trading to the high side in this channel, and it might still do that even sooner, but we'll have to wait and see. So I think that I think day traders are going to forget the caution, but they're going to forget about the Fed, and we're going to have a few good months of good bull activity in which to make money. Now, inflation is still there, and the consumer is still having inflation, but the reports of consumer spending are high, almost as if the consumers are telling us, you know what, we're going to spend anyway, no matter what the prices are. And so you do what you got to do. And I think folks in the market are going to look at it that way. Next, let's take a look at NVIDIA, another stock near and dear to me. And now this one had the same pattern as the SPY down here, and before it started to sell off. Now it's got a couple of good moves up based on news. Its investment in ChatGPT and its investment in Intel, and um, and so it's picking up steam. But it has a hard time breaking that 184. You see, it's tried once, twice, maybe 3 or 4 times here, 5, 6, 7 times, and it'll eventually hit there. But I think it has a hard road ahead, and we sort of have to wait for the next earnings before we can tell whether or not Nvidia is going to be able to break that 183 permanently to the upside. I think overall, I see it by the end of the year hitting 193. So sort of a move like this is what I expected. Now, this move is not going to be straight up, guys. The moves in the stock market are going to be within a channel, and they're going to be like this: up, down, up, down, up, down. And if you're looking for very long investment, then you get in at the bottom and you wait until the next high. I'm thinking that in April, by April, Nvidia will hit 200 or 220. So for me, I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to buy. I have to look at the options and take a look and see where it would be a good time to price it. I'm going to wait for a pullback here. I think we're going to see a pullback somewhere in this range before the start of November. Before I think the next earnings are sometime in late November, and as they start, people as folks start buying into earnings, we might break that 183, but we don't know. So hopefully this helps you guys out. I don't have much else to share, and hopefully everybody has a great week. Be careful. Anything that you hear, read on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes, and this is my own personal speculation. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an economic wizard. I only I have a good eye for patterns and statistics, and that's how I evaluate stocks and the market. And we're trading on a 2K account, almost hitting 3K now. We're about $2,600, so we've got about $600 worth of profit, um, and hopefully we're going to get sooner. We're going to get more and get higher. But if the PD2 rule, once that is approved, then it'll totally change how you trade on a cash account. Um, Under the PDT rule, if you can get leverage, you'd be able to trade with $2,000 throughout the day, knowing full well that the brokers know that the trades are going to settle, and you can trade over and over, giving you leverage, as opposed to margin. Margin means if you've got 2,000 and you can get approved for margin, you could get up to 4 times the margin, which means you'd have another additional $8,000 to trade with. The danger with trading with margin, of course, is you could get into a hole if you overtrade. And the excitement and FOMO and the lack of discipline can get you in trouble. And that's one of the biggest things that we have to control when we're in the stock market trading. First comes discipline. Second, we will not get rich in 1 week, in 1 month. It's going to take time. You have to train on the simulator. And even when you transition from the simulator over into real world trading, real money trading, you should only use one share to make sure that you get a good feel for how quickly the market is moving, to make sure that your strategy is going to work. Um, if you run into issues and you scale up, trading bigger shares, you want to go into a self-imposed trader rehab where you again begin with small shares to make sure that you can recover, because we're all going to go through a period of losing days. I went through it from January to March almost, losing over $300 every month. And I just couldn't get the timing right. It didn't matter what I did. And even though last September I made over $436, and October, December, I sort of paired losses somewhat. This year was pretty bad. So in August, I made money. I made $122 in a market that was very slow and difficult. We're holding our own here in September. We're up to $122 for the month, and we have 2 days left to trade in September, and we hope that we're going to wind up green. I'm pretty sure we're going to wind up green because we're not going to make mistakes that'll put us in the hole for the month of September. But then we begin the new month in October, and we have to wait and see. And the market will not obey our commands. The market will give you what the market will give you, and we have to patiently sit and wait for our morsel. And as when we see the opportunity, when all the indicators point to something that's really good, to a stock that's moving, to a stock that has our parameters, then we jump in at that point. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and everybody have a great day.